Everyone, it's Jim from Radio Wasteland Records, and it is time once again for our weekly trek into a look at some of the new releases headed to an independent record store near you. Just the highlights, as always. The list is way too big to get into in a short video. But if you'd like to see that full list, and I'd encourage you to check it out because there's a lot of great stuff on there this week, you can head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, just look for the upcoming releases link, click on that, and you'll see a PDF with everything that there is scheduled to come out. For now, though, let's dive into those highlights for the new stuff coming out on Friday, the 21st of March, 2025. Lots of cool stuff on this list, and it starts off with Michigan's own Pop Evil and a brand new album called What Remains. Our description says that modern rock powerhouse Pop Evil's 8th full album is the culmination and story of the band's journey laid bare like never before. It continues in the recent vein of 2023's acclaimed Skeletons album, and through this one, What Remains is both sonically and thematically Pop Evil's heaviest offering ever. Looks like we've only got one version of this. What Remains, brand new stuff from Pop Evil, appears to be kind of on a reddish colored vinyl. It does not give me a description exactly of what that is, but it looks kind of nice regardless. $35 is the suggested retail price there. A couple versions of the new one from My Morning Jacket, and this is called Is. Our description says that for more than 25 years, My Morning Jacket have achieved an incredibly rare feat in rock and roll, upholding a long-established cultural legacy while sustaining the curiosity and creative hunger of their earlier days. This is My Morning Jacket's 10th studio album, and as mentioned, there are two different vinyl variations, although I can't really tell the difference. The main version is called Summer Sky Vinyl, and it appears to be kind of a bluish swirl color. $26 is the suggested list price there. And the indie exclusive version on this is on just simply a blue colored vinyl, but that also looks to be like a blue swirl, maybe a little bit lighter color. $26, also the suggested list price there. The brand new one is from My Morning Jacket. Here's a new album from the artist Japanese Breakfast, and it's called For Melancholy Brunettes and Sad Women. Two vinyl variations of this. Not very familiar with this artist at all, but the description says that after a decade making the most of improvised recording spaces set in things like warehouses, trailers, and lofts, Japanese Breakfast's 4th album marks the band's first proper studio release. Now, Japanese Breakfast, I had to look this up, is actually artist Michelle Zauner, who is taking a break from her indie rock band Little Big League. So this solo effort under the moniker of Japanese Breakfast, as mentioned, two vinyl variations. We have what's being called a Frosted Shadow vinyl, this one coming in at $25. And then there is a regular black vinyl version of this, just a buck cheaper, $24 is the suggested list price there. Something brand new from an old friend is up next, and this is called A Shade of Blues from the one and only Dave Mason. The description tells us that Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Dave Mason proudly unveils his 21st full-length album. A Shade of Blues is a project over a decade in the making. It is, as the title suggests, a blues-infused masterpiece which showcases Mason's legendary artistry and collaborative spirit. This album features an impressive lineup of guest artists, including the likes of Joe Bonamassa, Michael McDonald, Mike Finnegan, Warren Hill, and many, many more. Brand new stuff from Dave Mason, A Shade of Blues, and of course this one's coming on blue-colored vinyl. $30 is the suggested list price there. All right, here's a couple of versions, very big dollar versions of a brand new compilation from the Canadian power trio Rush, of course, personal favorite. So, of course, I'm going to have to get one of these for and open it for quality control purposes. But 50 is the name of this brand new compilation. And this celebrates 50 years of Rush with their first ever career-spanning anthology. Now, there is a CD version of this, but we'll just cover the vinyl versions. The first of them being a deluxe 7 LP set on 180-gram vinyl. And this features 50 tracks with selections from every single studio, live, and deluxe reissued album throughout Rush's storied 50-year career. Rarities on this include the band's first 2 singles, 7 unreleased tracks, and the last performance with Neil Peart in Los Angeles, a live one. That was just a great thing to see. This box set also includes a 104-page hardcover book and features new Hugh Syme 50th anniversary artwork, along with some stunning new song illustrations, photos, and liner notes by renowned rock journalists like David Fricke and Philip Wilding. So the first of these is this 7 LP box set, comes with a book, all on black vinyl. $250 is the suggested retail price. But wait, as they say, there's more. How about a super deluxe version of this Rush 50 box set? This is a much larger one. It does have those 7 180-gram LPs as mentioned previously, but this also comes with 4 compact discs as well. Now, exclusive to this box set, along with that hardcover book, are 20 illustrated song lithographs and a graphic novel storytelling the evolution of Rush's sound. So you get a little bit extra and those compact discs with a lot of the content on there as well. This is a big one, and the cost is going to be reflective of that. $375 is the suggested list price for Rush 50, the Super Deluxe box set. If you are interested in either of these, please let me know here at the store. Not likely something that we're going to carry on the shelf, but we'd be more than happy to put in pre-orders for you if you're a big enough Rush fan that deems it necessary. Finally, on the new release front, and I'm kind of saying that with an emphasis because this is the first time it's ever been released on either vinyl or compact disc, but it's been around for 50-some years. It's called It's the Easter Beagle, Charlie Brown, the original soundtrack recording from Vince Guaraldi. The description says that this is being released on limited edition LPs, but they're pressed at 45 RPM. So for the first time ever, Vince Guaraldi's 1974 It's the Easter Beagle Charlie Brown soundtrack recording is being presented in its entirety. This is the complete 19-track score plus 1 special bonus track. 2 vinyl variations of this. Looks like we've got a black vinyl version coming in at a suggested retail price of $31. And then there is an indie exclusive. It doesn't say, but I think I have found this to be a purple vinyl version. $32 is the suggested list price there. Onward now to our batch of reissues coming up for the 21st of March. And we're starting off with a recent repressing. This is Wine on Venus coming from Grace Bowers and the Hodgepodge. I believe that this was just released last year on a couple of different vinyl variations, so we're getting another repressing of this. This looks to be on kind of a brown splatter-colored vinyl. Grace Bowers and the Hodgepodge, Wine on Venus, this one coming in at a suggested list price of $26. Next up is a half-speed mastered pressing of Venus and Mars from Paul McCartney and Wings. This is celebrating the 50th anniversary of the album, and this very special vinyl edition, as mentioned, cut at half speed using the high-resolution transfer of the original master tapes from 1975. And of course, this half-speed master being cut by Miles Showell at Abbey Road Studios, because why wouldn't it be? This is a meticulous reproduction of the original UK pressing and includes recreations of the original Venus and Mars Are All Right Tonight circular sticker and comparative sizes of the Sun and Planets bookmark sticker, as well as 2 posters. Half-speed mastered version of Venus and Mars from Paul McCartney and Wings, that anniversary edition. $38 is the suggested list price for that one. Speaking of anniversaries, it is the 40th anniversary of the release of Private Dancer from Tina Turner. And to celebrate, this is her iconic breakthrough album. Private Dancer's anniversary exclusive release is coming on a pearl-colored vinyl and includes a 12 by 12 art card of the U.S. album cover. So the 40th anniversary edition of Private Dancer on colored vinyl with that art card coming in at a suggested list price of $25. And just because, if you'd like, separately from that vinyl release is a picture disc vinyl version. This one coming in also at a suggested list price of $25. Seems to be the release week for anniversary editions. So next up, we've got a 20th anniversary edition of The Grind Date coming from De La Soul. This was the group's 7th studio album, and it featured guest appearances by Ghostface, MF Doom, Carl Thomas, and Common. So this limited edition double LP set is pressed on splatter-colored vinyl and includes 4 bonus instrumental versions of the leading tracks. So De La Soul's The Grind Date 20th Anniversary Edition on splatter-colored vinyl, $40, the suggested list price for that. Let's switch the genre gears a little bit and pick up a reissue of the Brian Setzer Orchestra and a reissue of the album Vavoom. This is the first time this is being reissued on vinyl since the year 2000. So some great jumpin' jazz, swing, and blues from the Brian Setzer Orchestra. Vavoom, this one coming in at a suggested list price of $35. Next up is a reissue of an album from the great John Coltrane. This is called Soul Train, and it's coming on limited edition 180-gram red-colored vinyl. This is the complete album being reissued, but it also includes 1 bonus track, and it contains new specially prepared liner notes by Penguin's Guide to Jazz writer Brian Morton. So John Coltrane's Soul Train on red-colored vinyl. This one coming in at a suggested list price, really affordable, $20, is what we are looking at there. Next up is a pair from Nina Simone. We get a reissue of Little Girl Blue coming on 180-gram vinyl. This one also includes some bonus tracks. This was reissued not too long ago, and I think this is just a repressing of this album. By the way, originally released in 1957. It was Simone's first studio recording ever. So this reissue of Little Girl Blue, 180-gram vinyl, I believe it is only black vinyl. Looks like we're looking at a suggested list price of around $20 on that one. And then there's also a compilation called The Very Best of Nina Simone. This is on limited edition 180-gram crystal clear vinyl. So it's a compilation of some of her biggest and best known hits. $20 also the suggested list price for that one. And since we're talking about compilations, here is a reissue of The Best of Muddy Waters. This also on limited edition 180-gram vinyl. I believe this is just black vinyl also. Does not appear to give us any other information. But like the other ones we'd mentioned, this is the complete album, but it also includes 4 bonus tracks on here as well. So Muddy Waters, The Best of Muddy Waters, 180-gram vinyl, $20, the suggested list price there. And we're on a roll, so let's just carry this forward with Moanin' in the Moonlight from Howlin' Wolf. Same deal with the other ones. We're getting a couple of bonus tracks as well as the original album from one of the most electrifying people in blues artist history in the face of Howlin' Wolf there. So Moanin' in the Moonlight, limited edition 180-gram crystal clear vinyl, and a list price of $20 on that as well. And then finally today, here is a fun one. It is a reissue of The Globetrotters, and it's coming on orange-colored vinyl. The description says that this is the most famous sports team in history on record. Pressed on that orange vinyl, this is the first official release of this album in over 50 years. Inspired by the smash hit Sugar Sugar by the cartoon pop band The Archies, CBS TV were very keen to sign on Don Kirshner's Globetrotters recordings as the soundtrack to the all-new Saturday morning Harlem Globetrotters cartoon series. Going back quite a ways on this one. That ran from 1971 through 1972. So the TV series, the album, and companion singles were a huge commercial success. 22 episodes produced by Hanna-Barbera back at the time. And it was the first Saturday morning cartoon show to feature an African-American cast. And the soundtrack was suitably soulful, upbeat, and of course funky. So here we have this, the first official reissue on vinyl of the Globetrotters and their album from the Saturday morning cartoon show, coming on orange-colored vinyl with a very cool-looking inner sleeve as well. $29 is the suggested list price for that one. Now, that does sound like a fun one, and I do, by the way, remember watching that cartoon when I was a kid. So that will do it for the quick check of some of the releases headed our way for the 21st of March. If you're local and you see something you'd like us to try to get a hold of for you, just contact us here at the store. Otherwise, be sure to check out that full list on our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. There's a lot of other stuff on there that I couldn't get to, lots more jazz, some blues, and I think even a group of albums reissued from the Buzzcocks, so make sure you check that out. So until next time, this is Jim from Radio Wasteland. As always, thanks for being here.